Hi everybody, I hope that you're all doing well. Before we get into the reading, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. A lot of the readings have been focusing on the past events, past people, past cycles, stuff like that. We're starting off with the Empress here. There's a challenge for you right now when it comes to speaking from a place where you feel like you are truly representing yourself in the highest form. I'm seeing this be connected with somebody that you are close to, somebody that you have strong ties or a commitment to in some way. For some of you, this can be a close relationship that you have, a marriage even. Talking about what you're looking for emotionally, I'm seeing there be a focus on like love and how you're showing up, and maybe also what you're expecting from another person with the Venus energy here. What you're looking for, what you want. It seems like on the emotional front, you are clarifying things for this person as far as what it is that you're looking for. I'm seeing you be in a space where it feels very important for you to represent yourself as best as possible, like wanting to come at this from a place where you feel like you are strong in the way that you use your communication skills, wanting to make sure you don't leave anything out, wanting to make sure that you articulate everything properly. It seems like it may also be a little bit more tricky too, because you're talking about something that is an energetic thing and trying to put words to it, and so it may be a little bit complicated it may be a little bit of a complicated process. However, like, this is also somebody that's down for you with the Four of Wands here. So this is somebody that one would expect this person to be listening. It feels like this is an important talk. Maybe something is changing too. For some of you, there may be a life chapter that you are opening. For some of you, this may have to do with kids. To start with the Empress, you may be having a baby. It could have to do with parenting, animals, creative hobbies, projects that you're working on. Something that you are nurturing, something that you are bringing life, breathing life into. So yeah, can be something creative, a creative project that you're working on. I'm hearing disc. Maybe something having to do with music. You may also be working in general on communicating in a way that you feel good about. Like, yeah, I really represented myself well there. I really articulated what I wanted to. And doing so from a loving space too, with the Empress. I'm interested at her position within the spread here. But yeah, something needs to be like clarified or communicated with this person. And I'm seeing it be like your job to talk to them about this. Like, for some reason, you're meant to be the one initiating this. This may not be... I don't know if your roles would normally be like this. Like, they may be the one to bring things up more, or maybe you would expect them to, but there's something about you being very fluid here, I'm also seeing. And maybe also because this is like your thing that you want to be talking about, that's also why it's important for like you to be the one to go about initiating this rather than waiting for somebody else to talk to you about this. Or your partner will call them to talk to you about this. It's important that you do it. because you're the one that has something to say, you know? The subject can be connected with something that you and your partner would be doing mutually, where you may be responsible for something. What's interesting is that I'm seeing a conversation be had where it's like, hey, this is what I'm expecting. This is what I'm looking for. I want to be honest with you about this. I want to like tell you the truth and just like make it very clear to this person that you are in a connection with, you're in some sort of relationship with this person. But then I'm seeing down here in this second part of the spread, somebody's like, no, I don't want to work on it. Or like they're disinterested in like working hard on something. Or they don't want to put in the work. Or maybe it seems like that. And a decision needs to be made. Yeah, because okay, so you may have brought something up to someone and been like, hey, this is what I need, or this is what my expectations are, or I feel like I'm missing something I need when this happens, or I don't know, whatever this is that you were trying to break down for this person. And you may have felt like you were rejected when you brought this up to them. It has to do with like intimacy and love and connection I'm seeing with the Ace of Cups, because this is even wanting to like renew things or wanting to like feel that strong connection with your partner. And I'm seeing you be in a spot where it's like you really broke this down, like you really explained this to them, you really let them know what's up with you. And then I'm seeing somebody be like, I'm not really that interested in working on it. Or that may have been like what you saw. Maybe they told you something and now you're seeing them like not really working on this. And I'm seeing that a decision needs to be made in relation to this. Because as far as communication, I'm seeing that you did what you needed to do. Like, I'm not seeing there be more that you could have said. It looks like you were very frank, you were very upfront, you were very transparent with them. Like, you communicated what you needed to. You took the initiative here, you know? So now comes time. For some of you, this is about setting boundaries with this person or needing to say something. You feel conflicted about the way that maybe this person took it. I'm seeing you don't feel good about the way that something happened, or like maybe what their response was to this. Even though the tension, even though the conflict may not feel pleasant right now, it is meant to be motivating you to change. So it is there for a purpose. Recognize that. It's not there just to like hassle you or make this harder. It's there to push you, to motivate you to make a change. So keep that in mind too. Like, you're not being punished. This is something that like you're meant to do something with this. Because yeah, it doesn't feel good, and it doesn't feel good for a reason. Which is now coming to light. Because yeah, you could have been in a spot where it's like, I hate that I'm feeling like this, but I still want to put off making a decision about it. So now it seems like understanding the purpose of why that is, of why it's been that you're feeling what you're feeling, and understanding this more is helpful to you, rather than being in a space where it's like, it's so frustrating that I feel frustrated. I'm seeing you move into a space where you want to analyze why this is that you feel frustrated, and also what the message is behind that. What are you supposed to do about it? Because it's meant to be telling you something that will inform you on how to take action, and also see, we don't need to put this decision off anymore. Something needs to be done. Because it seems like you're at a place where you may not want to be dealing with this anymore. It's like, how long can we go on like this, feeling at odds? So now that we're facing this and now that we're admitting to it, what are we going to do? You're taking a break. You're pulling back. I'm hearing the word diffuse. So you pull away from this situation just because of maybe how escalated or riled up, or just like how much tension there is that you're feeling. And there's a focus on like wanting to feel calm and wanting to like even ground from this situation. So I'm seeing you separate yourself in some way. It became obvious that you needed to take space for you. I'm seeing this be an aspect of self-care for you, helping you to level out. I'm seeing it also be helping you manage what it is that you're feeling, because I'm seeing you not feel like you're in the best place emotionally, mentally. This may have been something that you weren't expecting to. Like, this may be really hard because you may not have thought that things would go in this direction with this person. Like, this was not how you expected the storyline to go. So I'm seeing you be in a space where you feel very caught off guard about all of that. And like the way that you're reacting may also surprise you too. It seems like a lot that you weren't expecting it to be like this. I will say too, this person that you're with may not have been expecting you to say anything or be communicating what you want, because I'm seeing like in the past you may have felt like you kind of were in your own shadow and weren't really. I'm seeing you be in a spot where it's important for you, and you've been focusing on like your empowerment and what you need, and like really asking yourself those deep questions and stuff. So your partner may, because of the way that you're changing, your partner may not be somebody that is also like changing in ways that are complementary to that. And even though you're doing everything that you need to within this situation, as far as like you communicating with your partner and like leveling with them and telling them what's going on with you and like being very clear with them, they may not be growing with you in a way that is compatible with you, and it feels very much like you're seeing that within this situation. And that may feel hurtful to you too, because you may think like, hey, if my partner came to me and was like, hey, emotionally, like I need this, like this is what helps me feel like we have an equal connection here, this is what helps me feel like we have the intimacy that I'm looking for, you would take that and be like, okay, let me figure out how to show up like that. And you may not be experiencing that right now with your partner. And so this may be difficult too, especially because you guys are tied together in some way. I'm seeing there's a lot of intertwining here. So now to kind of feel like, hey, I have a need that I express to my partner, and it's very important, because I'm seeing this be like a spiritual, like an emotional thing that you need. So this is like at the core of you, something that you really feel like, hey, if I'm going to have a partner, this is like bottom line, something that I need to feel like I'm connected within the relationship. And now you're in a spot where somebody is not showing up for you. Somebody's like, nah, I'd rather not work on it. And I'm just seeing like you may feel like this person kind of dismissed you. And to feel that from a partner too can feel very even invalidating. And now you're stuck in a spot where like you did all that you could. So now what do we do with this situation? And I'm seeing you kind of like try to break the tension by being like, you know what, I need to just pull back from this. I need to take space. And I'm seeing you kind of be on your own, like feeling all of these feelings that you're having. It feels like just allowing yourself to have everything that you're feeling and just like let it all out. I'm seeing it be like a lot of sadness, like a lot of grief, a lot of acceptance, but it feels very heavy. It feels very thick what you're moving through, especially because of how caught off guard you feel. Allow yourself to work through what you're feeling so you can get to the point of letting this go. That is the point of you filtering through all of this. Letting it all clear out. Because if you hold yourself back or you try to like shove it down or not validate what you're feeling, what to do, bottom line, is to at least observe everything that you are feeling. You don't need to do anything with it, but to just like be there. It's kind of like if you were venting to a friend and you were just listening to them. It's like, do that for yourself. Be here and do that for yourself. And for some of you, like in whatever way you do, I don't know if it's like taking a walk or writing in your journal or listening to music, whatever helps you process things by being present to your experience, that's what's going to help you move through all of this, because it seems like a lot. But more than anything, because this kind of struck you in an unexpected way, adjusting to that is also going to be important as well, to give yourself time to adjust and just to be okay with what's going on, or move to a space of acceptance. I'm also seeing spirit be with you too. You are definitely not alone. I'm seeing your guides be like very, very closely around you at this time. Spirit's also saying that this is being witnessed as well. I'm not sure. Yeah, you're being guided through this is what I'm seeing very closely. I'm seeing you be watched over. I'm seeing you be very protected. For some of you, you're married to this person, or you have there's some sort of commitment or contract even that you have. What I'm seeing too is that by you allowing yourself to feel what you're feeling and understanding where this sense of like distress or like not really being able to get out of your head is coming from, it's like showing you the difference between the situation you're in now and what it's meant to be feeling like if you were in an ideal situation. So there's something about showing you, like spirit showing you the difference, or you being shown the difference. Because there's also like a message, there's a message that is carried in this experience that you're having as well. It's not just like, oh no, I'm crying again, you know. It's like, this is happening for a reason. There's a message within that for you to be grasping. It means something, and it's meant to be observed. It's meant to be noticed. Why you feel affected in the way that you do. There's some sort of answer within this for you is what I'm seeing. I'm also seeing you not be alone either. You are not alone. I'm hearing, have you had enough? I'm seeing spirit actually protect you from something, and I'm seeing it be the Knight of Wands, and I don't know if this has to do with you or it has to do with your partner, but I'm seeing something be... I'm seeing you purposely, this like separation or this break or this step away that you took, this was like deliberately meant to be happening, and it's actually meant to keep you distanced from something. This is a protection for you. Finding your passion, finding your motivation again is going to be helpful. Finding your inspiration, finding what you can connect with rather than what you're not connecting with is going to be helpful to you. And feeling that sense of connection that you're looking for. There's something about something coming back to life within you. Once you've allowed yourself to have the feelings that you have and you feel like you can connect in other ways, there's something about something being like revived or brought back to life within you. And it's going to like help you connect in a way where you had felt disconnected. And feel even emotionally connected. Let's look at this. So you have a choice that you can make here, and there's a choice that you can make that would be an empowering choice, or there's a choice that you can make that would have you feeling like the opposite of that. Like, I'm seeing that if you decide that you don't want to be the Empress within this scenario, it looks like you're kind of signing yourself up to be upset about something. So yeah, if you're making a decision from a place of like love and knowledge and empowerment and wisdom, it seems like that's the choice that you're going to be making. However, if you make a choice from a place of like fear or avoidance or like, that's hard, I don't want to have to deal with that, let me just succumb to the situation, then it seems like you're signing yourself up to not feel good about something. Even to feel like, hey, I should have stood up for myself there, or I should have done something, or like, if I were more brave, I would have made that decision. Whatever this is that you're telling yourself. So you have these two choices that you can make. What it looks like to me is that I'm seeing the Empress kind of be like the strength card. Like, this may be a courageous choice, or maybe like a more bold choice, or maybe like a little bit of a risk that you're taking. But if you don't do it, what it looks like to me is that you're going to look back at this and be like, why didn't I do it? Is what I'm seeing here. It would be something that you'd be like, maybe not understanding why it hadn't been something that you decided to go through with. And I'm also seeing something that you've been working on saying to somebody that you are connected with. It looks like a conversation that you've been working on. I'm also seeing that Spirit has been coaching you through this, having this conversation with this person that you're connected with, that you have some sort of commitment with. Some of you guys, you're like married or you're living together with this person. It's somebody that like your lives are braided into one another's, and there's a decision that needs to be made. If you go about doing something in an impulsive way when it comes to you mixing like love and pleasure, even, it is going to lead to some sort of issue, is what I'm seeing. There's a clashing. So something needs to be done here, because it even seems like you may not feel okay with something, or the way that someone goes about doing something. You may feel like something clashes with your morals even, or your spirituality or your beliefs, that has been having you feel like, hey, this thing that's going on, it doesn't feel all right to me. And you feel affected. Even if before maybe you weren't admitting to this, it is something that you don't feel good about. Because something doesn't jive with like your like beliefs, or what you see love to be, or like your spirituality, something like that. Something about your like the ethereal side of connections. or like your belief in like energy and how that works. There's a clashing between like physical connection and also energetic and love connection. It's like the difference between just how like two bodies could physically connect, and having like that be one thing, and then having like how two hearts connect be another thing. And these two things are somehow clashing within this relationship is what I'm seeing. So a decision needs to be made. Like, what are we going to do here? What are we going to focus on here? And this can even be a question too, like, are we focusing just on physical pleasure, or are we also giving light to what's going on internally for us and energetically and in an intimate way too, that has nothing to do with how our bodies touch one another, you know? Because I'm seeing there's some sort of issue here. And because something may be being neglected because you feel like there's a lack of reciprocity when it comes to like intimacy or like love or connection, the stuff that's going on physically for you, you don't feel good about it because you know something is missing. And that's really what the issue is. And as I said before, this sense of tension, this clashing, this conflict that you're feeling, it's supposed to help you move to a space where you feel like you're actually getting reciprocity. So again, like, it's not here, like you're not having trouble with something because you're feeling, because you're being punished or because you're difficult or anything like that. It's telling you, hey, something's not right here. Something's actually clashing with like energetically what I know is in alignment and what's right for me. So this is meant to help you actually get reciprocity. And now I'm seeing it be like, oh, something is making sense now. Something is becoming clear now to you that maybe you weren't seeing before, because you could have been so caught up in like, I feel so conflicted and I feel so uneasy. For some of you, you've been experiencing like nausea because of this, or unpleasant physical symptoms. Before, you may have been so distracted by the fact that like things did not feel peaceful or you did not feel all right, that you weren't like getting behind it to see like, why is that occurring or what message is that sending me. And now I'm seeing there be an understanding like, hey, this is for like my sense of equality and how this reflects on my relationship, and also what I perceive a fully connected relationship to be versus like maybe what it is that you're involved with now. And now I'm seeing something be very clear to you. It's like, even you know what it feels like when everything is like firing and connecting on all levels, and there's something that is not happening here, and I'm seeing that be brought to light now. And I'm also seeing it help you feel, it seems like by you having this truth and understanding when it comes to this interpersonal relationship and also interpersonal relationships in general, now there's this epiphany that you have. And you may not be doing anything about it immediately. There's something here about you waiting and taking time and kind of resting and recharging and reconnecting with your energy. Maybe for some of you, you're like meditating, connecting with your guides, grounding until you feel centered. I'm seeing that this is what you're doing next before you take action or before you do anything with this. Looking at Venus, Sun, Taurus, Gemini. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.